Good morning and welcome back to the diary. Thank you for joining me. The search for a spring tench goes on, and the need to scratch the spring tench itch is as desperate as ever. Right, change of plan today. Those of you that watched the previous video will have heard me say that I might come down to Yorkshire and try one of the club ponds I have down here, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It's a glorious bright sunny morning, which is nice to be out in, but not the perfect conditions for this water because it's not very deep, and it's usually very weedy. As yet the weed hasn't shown, but yeah, bright sunny conditions, probably not the best conditions, but have to take what we get. So let's just see how we get on down in Yorkshire.
Then I fished that peg a week or so later and had 10 before dinner time. All on patient probe. But there's just nothing last year at all. No. Unbelievable.
No, that is. I mean, I fished 2 years ago.
That could be one. I'll get down there anyway.
All right, mate, and have a good day.
Likewise, it's obviously going to do.
No, I've already had it. Well, I think that might have been a tench bite. Well, that's gone some way to scratching my tench itch. I'll be back in a minute. What a lovely fat tench. On the maggot feeder. I'm going to weigh this one, but look at that. I would say about 4.5. I was only slightly wrong. It's exactly 5 pounds. Oh, it's an absolute beauty. That's what it's about. Let's get it back. What a lovely, lovely fish. Absolutely perfect. How about that then? The Yorkshire tench come good. I was actually standing talking to another club member when the rod went off, so I wasn't exactly organised. That was a little bit chaotic. But my goodness, lovely start. Couldn't wish for better. See if we can get another one. So, yeah, on the maggot feeder, that one. As far as tactics go, exactly the same as You saw in the last video on my local club water, a large cage feeder, ground bait and corn hook bait, fished on a helicopter rig. And the only difference between today and the previous one, the large maggot feeder with maggot hook bait. I can't fish a Magaliner rig on this water because the club don't allow the use of artificial plastics or baits or whatever. So it's just a plain hook with about 5 maggots on it as hook bait. Those of you that have followed my diary for a long time may well recognise where I am today, because a couple of years ago, it was probably post-COVID I think, I had 4 or 5 sessions on here fishing for the carp. There are some extremely nice carp in this pond. Old fish, dark fish, lovely carp. And over that short campaign I did get connected to 2 of them. Unfortunately, they've lost them both in the very thick weed. So because I know there are really powerful carp in here, I've upgraded the reels and the main line to some heavy duty stuff, because I was slightly nervous that I didn't want to lose a rig to a carp. The way I'm set up now, if I do get snapped off, it'll just be a hook link. Hopefully if I connect with one, I can manage to do something with it, because at the moment, as I said earlier, the weed hasn't really got started, so I would be in with half a chance perhaps, he said confidently. That could well be another tench bite. Fantastic. Well, this is a right old warrior. Really dark male fish. Not a mark on it, lovely condition. If anything, that's that little bit heavier than the last one. Fantastic. Bloody perfect, that. Well, that was on the corn rod. So, one on each. This is, I'll be quite honest, this has gone better than I could have ever hoped for. That fish was an old fish. As I say, a male, very dark, but not a mark on it. Really good condition. And they pull, they don't half pull. So I think it's fair to say the Spring Tench itch is being well scratched. sure what that was. I don't think it was a tench. There are some bream in here, so it may have been a bream, but whatever it is, I missed it. Well, drop one off on each rod now. Bit disappointing. Well, that was a bit odd. Just picked the rod up to rebait. Something got hold. Another lovely tench. Well, I think this will be probably the heaviest so far, but that is another. Steady, 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 steady. That is another belting tench. What do you make of that? Perfect. Though I don't really deserve that one, to be honest. So that's 3 spanking tench. Gosh, I'm so glad I decided to come down here. I have to say I didn't really feel like I deserved the last one, because as I say, I just picked the rod up to bring it in and rebait, and it took hold. The bait must have been moving when it grabbed it, so that's almost lure fishing for tench. So yeah, didn't feel quite right somehow. But hey, after the tenchless sessions I've had up at home, today's a bit special. Well, I don't know what the hell that was, and I don't understand how I missed it. So I've missed as many as I've caught up to now. Well, that's about halfway through the session. And I've enjoyed it. 3 wonderful tench. I'm slightly mystified by the number of pull rounds I get and they don't hook up, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but yeah, 3 wonderful tench. Oh, and there might be another one on the way. Just see if that develops into something. So 2 on the corn rod so far, although say one of them I was lure fishing, and 1 on the maggot feeder, but the maggot feeder pulls round so hard and there's nothing there, and I'm just not quite sure what that would be. But anyway, still got a while to go. Might get another one yet. This is becoming difficult. really understand why I'm not hooking up. Hook's sharp enough. Beginning to get frustrated. Well, been a bit quiet. It's an hour since I missed the last run, and got about 3 hours left. But it has gone, as I say, it's gone a bit quiet. Still quiet, and I'm having a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. The air is full of these tiny white seed heads, which are coming off the, I think the willows just next to me here. But the surface of the water is absolutely covered in them, which isn't a problem, you'd think. However, they collect on the line, and when you I've just brought the rods in and recast them, rebait them. They collect on the line, and when you're bringing it back through the rod rings, you clog up the rod rings, and literally clog them up. And that would be a nightmare with a decent fish on the other end. So I'm going to have to keep periodically bringing them back and clearing the line of these things. But the whole day the air's been full of these things floating about. Unexpected difficulties. What did I say about these seed heads? Lock solid. That was a right struggle. Okay, pull not solid in the rod rings. Well, that's another beauty. That is probably the best of the bunch so far. I think I'll weigh this one. £5.5. Absolutely magnificent. Isn't that lovely? Absolutely powerful fish, these. But I was a bit worried with the stuff clogging up the rod rings. lovely, lovely fish. Swimming. Oh, swim back into the net. There she goes. Right, another lovely fish. I'm properly made up now. Although, as I say, it was a bit of a struggle with bloody seed heads clogging things up. So what I've done now is I've sunk the rod tips to hopefully stop the build-up of these things on the line. I mean, you could lose a fish with it when it all locks up like that. The only way I was able to do anything with it was to hand pull the line through the rings and then wind, take up the slack. Never ever, that I can remember, ever experienced that problem before. Well, that's it. Time to get back up the road. Fair to say, today couldn't have worked out any better for me. With the benefit of hindsight, should have come here sooner for my Spring Tench. 4 lovely fish, best going to 5.5 pounds. It's just perfect. And needless to say, I will be back, probably for another session on the tench, possibly with the carp rods, because I've seen 2 or 3 of the special carp that are in here moving around during the day, and having been temporarily connected to 2 of them in the past, I really would like to try and get one in the net, so we'll just have to see. What's next? I don't know at the moment. I'll have to give it some thought. I'm just going to bask in the glory of my 4 tench today for a little while. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and thank you to all those who commented on the last previous video. Much appreciated. It's nice to know that you like what I'm doing. And so I'll see you soon. Bye for now.